My media text represents the indie pop and hipster subculture, Dick Hebdige, 1975, which is a hybrid subculture, as it is a combination of two different subcultures, pop and indie, which are both mass subcultures. I used my images on the magazine to connote this by the costumes the models are wearing are all indie clothing such as jeans and baggy black t-shirts to create an ideal self, ideal partner, Carl Rogers 1980, for the audience members, which reinforces the indie stereotype in the way I have portrayed them inside the magazine. And have used this to create a preferred reading, Stuart Hall 1980, for my magazine, which appeals to the indie subculture. The shot types used on the front page are a medium close-up, in which the model has a direct gaze which involves the audience. In my magazine, I addressed using an informal language and a peer-to-peer mode of address. In my double-page spread, as I am targeting the audience of 16 to 24, and they will usually respond using informal language to friends or relatives. And I am using a friendly approach, and also my article is about a band splitting up, and I am addressing the fans of the band, so this is why I am using peer-to-peer mode of address, as they will respond better to someone talking to them as a friend, rather than a parent or child mode of address. For example, as this suits my target audience. My magazine also appeals to the hipster subculture. Hipster is a term popularly used to denote a contemporary subculture where its members usually live in urban areas. The subculture has been described as a mutating, transatlantic melting pot of styles, tastes and behaviour, and is broadly associated with indie and alternative music, a varied non-mainstream fashion including vintage and thrift store bought clothes. Hipsters are typically described as affluent or middle-class young bohemians who reside in gentrifying community. This will be included in the bibliography on my blog. The medium close-up of Lily on my double-page spread appeals to the target audience as it creates a personal feel as of the ideal self, ideal partner, which is when the audience wants to be them or be with them. As of the pose, which is comforting, also with a direct gaze, this makes the double-page spread more personal to each reader. The location of my magazine is set in a studio environment. As I have looked at magazines I have pastiched, and they are all set in studios. All the images are studio-based. As I am trying to attract my target audience, and this is an appropriate place to photograph them, as I could manipulate the background to create an influence towards the indie subculture.